Day walk 9 of the Grampians Peaks Trail is a surprisingly pleasant walk with fantastic views of the Serra Range. It starts at Yarram Gap Road and leads to Griffin Fireline for a total of 13 kilometers in about 4 to 4.5 hours. There are 2 possible alterations to this trail and a bit of information for parking at both of the trailheads. More about that later.
Will you hike all or parts of the Grampians Peaks Trail? Wonderland Cottages has great packages including trail transport for you. Wonderland Cottages, spacious self-contained eco-villas in the heart of the Grampians. More about them and their GPT packages at the end of the video.
The trail starts at Yarram Gap Road and quickly leads onto the Mount William Range, which isn't very high here anymore. In my initial preview video of the GPT, I speculated that the views from here of the Serra Range should be very nice, and I'm happy to say that they are fantastic. One can see most of the Serra Range from the D'Alton's Peaks in the north to Mount Abrupt and Signal Peak in the south. Once on top of the Mount William Range, which here are just hills, the trail very pleasantly follows this ridgeline through forested saddles and over rocky outcrops with fantastic views. Eventually the trail leaves the ridgeline and descends to Wannon Campsite. This campsite has no shelter and only a small water tank and a toilet block. There are lots of open grassy areas here and shades from big trees. It makes a nice spot for a picnic. But it wouldn't be the GPT if it were a walk in the park now, would it? After Wannon Campsite the trail becomes quite faint and a little bit difficult to follow in parts. Where the trail leads over the last hill before descending into the Wannon Valley, the trail becomes quite rough. The trail then crosses the Wannon River Valley between the Mount William Range and the Serra Range. The Wannon River is bridged by a substantial bridge, but the lead up to the bridge is quite a bit lower, and after extreme rainfall events it can flood heavily. It can go up to hip height. The trail meanders through open woodland and crosses the Grampians Road before it finally leads to Griffin Trailhead. The access to the Griffin Trailhead via the Griffin Fireline is now officially 4-wheel drive only. If in doubt, stop at the turnoff of the Griffin Fireline from Grampians Road and you have another 500 meters to walk. Alternatively, you can also end the day where the GPT crosses the Grampians Road. At the start of the trail at Yarram Gap Road, there isn't exactly much parking, but there's more parking up in the saddle where Yarram Gap Road crosses the ridge. One last alteration, which I haven't walked myself, is to turn this into a loop walk by walking back via Lynch Track. Lynch Track seems to be pretty easy to walk where we crossed it, and I think it should make for a fairly boring walk back, but it of course means you don't need a car shuffle. I would easily rate day walk number 9 of the GPT 5 out of 5. The walking along the Mount William Range is as pleasant as it gets on the GPT, and the views of the Serra Range are out of this world. In some parts navigation can be a little bit tricky after Wannon Campsite, and that's also where the trail becomes a little bit rough. Thank you for watching, and see you next time when we finally head back into the Serra Range.
If you want to hike this or other trails in the Grampians, Wonderland Cottages will make an ideal base for your stay. With the Grampians Peaks Trail packages, you get trail transport to and from your day's trailhead and sleep every night at your comfortable cottage. This means you only carry a day pack. Water availability on the trail is no issue. Your fridge, deck, barbecue and of course shower awaits you. NBN and electricity for your backup, recharge and communication needs. Your private washing machine and Woolies deliveries at your doorstep. And of course a comfortable bed and easy walking distance to pubs and restaurants in town. With their spacious self-contained eco-villas, Wonderland Cottages is perfect for couples, families and small groups. Located in easy walking distance to the center of Halls Gap, yet tucked away in a quiet forest setting and bordering the national park, Wonderland Cottages makes for great wildlife viewing. Wonderland Cottages strives to minimize your holiday's ecological footprint. All toilet paper, tissues and paper towel are made from bamboo, There is a water recycling system in place. All electricity is 100% green renewable, and solar is in the making. All cottages have 2 bedrooms, a large living area with fireplace and modern aircon, a fully spec'd out kitchen, a bathroom with separate toilet, 2 private decks and a private barbecue. But don't just take my word for it. Check out the great reviews on Google, Booking.com and Airbnb. For the best price and special offers, always book direct at wanderandcottages.com.au.